The second reading today is from St. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. And in this passage is one of the most mysterious phrases of the entire scriptures. And may I read it to you? And this is St. Paul. That I, Paul, might not become too elated because of the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me. What does he mean? A thorn in the flesh was given to him. No one really knows. It's mysterious. There are some opinions about it. I'll share with you a few of them. One is some people say that the thorn in the flesh were the people in Corinth who opposed him, his opponents, and they were interfering with his preaching of the gospel to the people of Corinth. Perhaps that was the thorn in his flesh. Another one is that he had some temptation of a sexual sort, like where it's talking about a thorn in his flesh, like he had some sort of a fleshly, a carnal temptation that he was always wrestling with. He didn't yield to it, but it was always like a difficult for him. It interfered with his work, and he wanted to have it removed. Another one is, as some people say, is that he had some sort of like a chronic, a persistent pain. If you've been in chronic pain before for some time, you know it is a torment. It's a great torment. And so some people say that he had some chronic or physical pain in his life. And what he did is he begged Almighty God 3 times to take whatever it was away. He wants it taken away. I'll read it to you. 3 times I begged the Lord about this, that it might leave me. But he said, my grace is sufficient, for my power is made perfect in weakness. The Lord didn't take it. He said his grace was sufficient, and power is made perfect in weakness. And that is true for all of us, because all of us battle against something, however you want to describe it. St. Paul calls it his thorn in the flesh. Whatever is your thorn in the flesh, your God's grace is sufficient for you. God's grace is sufficient, and God's power is made perfect in weakness. The final sentence of this second reading today is this. This is Paul speaking again, and he says, I am content with weakness, with insults, with hardships, with persecutions, for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong. I am content with weakness and hardship and persecutions. A lot of people do not see being a Christian as a struggle. They think that it's nothing more than maybe coming to Mass on Sunday, singing a song, saying a prayer every now and then. And it is that, of course. But there is more to it. There is a great struggle to be a Christian, because you must fight against the world. In other words, what is outside of you, the temptations that come to you from outside of you, the internet, television, even your friends, the people you work with. You have to struggle against that. You have the world, you have the devil who tempts you, and you have your own flesh. The world, the devil, and the flesh. Being a Christian is a battle. And that's what he's getting at here. I am content with weakness, hardships, persecutions, constraints. It's interesting to ask yourself whether or not you have a thorn in your own flesh, and what it is, what it happens to be. No one actually knows what St. Paul was referring to. I think that was purposeful. I think he did that on purpose, so that all of us would ask ourselves the same question. Everybody has something in their life, and you pray all the time, God, take this from me. But yet it remains. And you come to know that God's power is made perfect in weakness.